This is Media Philosophy, exploring the deeper side of Spy X Family, the greatest family propaganda anime to come out of Japan ever. Because if you watch even just like 5 episodes of Spy X Family, you're going to want to have a family. You're going to want to just, even if it's a fake family with an assassin and spy and some fake orphan, it's gonna just inspire you because it is just such a sweet, cute anime. Honestly, I would say Spy X Family has everything, has a little bit of everything for everyone. Has a little something for everybody. If you're into action, you have the arcs with Lloyd or even Yor as the Thorn Princess, where they're gonna go off and do assassin stuff or spy stuff. If you just want simple, silly, almost Peanuts gang shenanigans with children, well then you have Anya at her little boarding school, just being, a little kid, Anya, just getting into ridiculous scenarios. And then if you want really sweet, tender moments, you have some beautiful moments where all the family comes together. It's got comedy with Yor's brother, what is Yuri, I think his name is. It's got comedy, it's got romance, it's got everything. And I just think it's so funny that I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if the Japanese government is telling their mangaka artists, whatever they're called, to really start hyping up families. I don't know if this is true, but I remember seeing some meme, so it's gotta be true. I remember seeing some meme that apparently originally manga artists were encouraged to draw women very sexual, very appealing and whatnot to hopefully stimulate some sort of sexual desire amongst their population. Now if that's true, obviously it just had the opposite effect and now it's just infecting the entire world. But I think they're starting to reverse course with Spy X Family. And Spy X Family just hooked me in right away. I think we as a world, as a global world, has sort of forgotten, at least the younger generation, has forgotten, the tensions of the Cold War and sort of the cool, I guess, storylines that come out of the whole Cold War era, the whole spy versus spy thing. You really don't see that anymore nowadays because I guess technology is just so advanced. There's just something funny about, I guess, the 50s and 60s era of, Cold War fears where the wet-work spy world just seemed more, I don't know, archaic. The whole, here's a pen camera. It was just the perfect time period to mix, high-tech gadgets with, ordinary stuff and whatnot. It's almost kind of like this weird steampunk, there's something very, I think, appealing about, going to the past and kind of seeing more simple, a simpler world with less technology. Where nowadays, if there was a spy TV show or whatever, it would just be, using the internet, and AI to find some face in a crowd and there's that guy, let's go get him. There's just not as much. It just seems that loose feeling, that whole James Bondy, feel to it. And I think we need to go back to that, if anything. I think we need to start making more TV shows and movies that are set in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. And especially this Cold War era stuff. I bet it would resonate nowadays. Everyone's so freaked out about our world, about Russia winning the Cold War, that I wonder if it would have any appeal. Because again, that's what really just drew me into Spy X Family, is just the setting overall, because it's just such a fun idea of the whole, again, spy versus spy. It just sets up for limitless stories, especially when you pair it with everything else that goes on to it. I'm just always so excited to watch a new episode of Spy X Family, and I'm just so sad that we're still waiting for the newest season. But you know what? You have to give these manga artists time to create. You can't make anime too fast, or else it's gonna catch up with the manga in 2 seasons, which I'm almost afraid is what happened. So I'm all for the filler. If anybody hates anime filler, I'm sorry, maybe you should go try to make a manga and, you know, make a world as rich as quickly as the anime can catch up to it. Because, you know, you just have to do what you have to do. But anyways, with Spy X Family, if you have not seen it, I'm telling you, you will fall in love. But don't watch this if you are a sad, lonely, single man who has, like, no dating prospects, because it's probably just gonna make you sad. And maybe that's part of the point. That's part of the whole Japanese propaganda. I mean, if anybody knows how to shame a populace for nothing that's their fault, it is the Japanese, let me tell you. So if you are ever watching, you know, one of these cutesy animes and you're just feeling like, wow, I have nothing of that, I don't have any friends, I don't have any lovers, I don't have any children, I feel bad about myself, that was kind of the point. That's what they wanted you to do. They wanted to shame you in order to get you off your ass, turn off the TV, and go out and go meet someone, even if it's under, like, false pretenses. And I honestly wonder how well it's gonna work, because I feel like growing up in the millennial era of television and movies and whatnot, family life was always shown as like a burden. It was always like the dad being like, oh, I hate my wife, oh, my kids suck. It was always things like that. I would say, like, the only kind of, like, shows that showed, like, a realistic, fun-loving family that still had, like, its ups and downs would be, like, Malcolm in the Middle, maybe. But I feel like a lot of TV shows centered around families did not make having a family seem fun, seem worth it, so it's not surprising that people are sort of abandoning the idea of starting these families. But if you have more shows like Spy X Family, or it just seems like I saw this one anime recently where this family's mom died and then she gets, like, reincarnated as, like, a kid only to come back and find them as a kid. It was just so sweet. It was so beautiful. It brought tears to my eyes and made me feel, like, very lucky for everything that I have and whatnot. But again, we have to start infecting, I guess, people with propaganda to hopefully just make them, I don't know, settle, maybe? Maybe that's part of it. Maybe everyone's just afraid to settle. I don't know. But I would say if you need some motivation, if you're on the fence about if you do want a family or not, watch Spy X Family and you're going to be like, wow, I want myself a little Anya. I want a little, not empath, but, whatever the mind reading, I forget the word off the top of my head. But yeah, I want a little Anya who's causing mayhem and destruction. And I think it's funny that, you know, they only have one kid. I think at this point Japan just like, please just even have any kids at this point, you know, that'll be fine. But yeah, I would love to see if this is gonna be like a greater trend, is this like focus on family animes. And you saw that, I feel like, with McDonald's. They did like a anime campaign or something with some happy family that broke the internet. Everyone was like, wow, this is so cute, I want to have McDonald's now. So if you're looking for an anime that has fun, action, danger, excitement, comedy, feels, all you need to watch is Spy X Family. It's got like 2 seasons and a movie. Go check it out. You will fall in love instantly. And if you're not, well, I wish I had that heart of stone that you had that can resist all these propaganda messages that are just constantly being bombarded on us people. But I'm not that strong. This is Media Philosophy, exploring the deeper side of entertainment.